Hello. I am going to walk through a process of how I process things. Um, and this feels quite important right now because I don't know where to live. I don't know what to do with my life. I don't know what relationships to cultivate. And in part, this is because I'm having trouble trusting what is right, what the right path is. Um, and It feels nice to know that this is actually quite common amongst my friends. And so this is my attempt at processing it in the compassion of recognizing it's a feeling I share with many others. So the first step is the invitation, an enticing invitation. And this is an invitation to feel what it is I am feeling. And what I am feeling is empowered uncertainty and curiosity to what to do. The second step, the first step I did in the beginning of this video, the second step is to land. So in landing, you kind of look around with me. I am in Evergreen Cemetery in New York City. I landed last night and got food with a good friend. It was very nice to be warmly welcomed back into the city after considering to leave. Um, and I'm coming from San Diego and my home with my parents after attending my great aunt's funeral, whereby I greatly questioned what is important. And it's a very simple answer: uh, blood and spirit family. But the pathway of this is not so clear. What family means, what blood means, what spirit means, but there is a quality of love through it all, and authenticity, being able to share what it is that is on our hearts and minds, and feel empowered to do the things we want to do because we are held within this community. So, this is step three then, which is let's talk about what is meaningful to me right now. It's meaningful to me to consider where to live because that is knotted up with what to do with my career, with my time that is valuable, which is knotted up with um, who to build relationships with, which is knotted up with which how would I like to approach romance. Man, is it windy. So these very important considerations are all knotted up together. Um, and the most pressing one, perhaps right now, is where to live. Ooh, hoo, hoo, it's so windy. And then part of step three is also to look at worries. What worries am I showing up with and considering this topic? Um, one worry is that um, in considering death, I worry that mm, my I won't be there for my parents when they are aging. I worry that I am wasting my life away, um, complacent, so to speak, with uh, not spreading wisdom and love. And I worry that I am not clear headed enough to even speak about these things. Okay, so then we move on to step four. Step four is about preparing, it's about getting the ball going, the ball of processing. And what are we processing? We're processing the feelings that give rise to what it is we find important. So, to get my ball rolling of this meaning of where to live, I think it's important to step into presence, notice what's alive for me, and how to, in that noticing, just like do some baby processing of letting myself move into positions that feel good and yeah, just noticing change. So I'm walking through this beautiful little uh, Chinese area right now, and this feels so fitting as I am Chinese and my family is too, and talking about death. I am noticing my arm is tired from holding this phone, but I will endure it. I'm noticing excitement about sharing this process that I've been implementing for myself and others many times over. I'm excited about the prospect of inviting friends to gather and do good together and sharing love, even if we are currently apart. I'm resting my arm now, and I'm feeling what it's like to feel love. There's a flow, there's a authenticity, there's a I can just do things quality. I don't have to worry about not knowing what to do. It just kind of happens, it unfolds, it's easy, and it's authentic to me because it's just what's coming up. And I'm noticing also moments of like, "Yee, but what about this?" And not even knowing what this is, just like feeling that quality of, ooh, you might not know next. So then, in part of preparing, in step four, part B, so to speak, I encourage more of the frustrations, the worries, and noticing these and holding these with authenticity. I notice I'm feeling scrunched up in my face, um, kind of like almost disgusted that I'm out here in a cemetery holding my camera backwards and just like it feels cringy. I'm noticing um, a kind of yearning, having shared memories in the cemetery with a friend who I am curious to get to know more. Um, I'm noticing a kind of exuberance at even having said that, and an embarrassment following suit. And I'm noticing some, uh, okay, there's stillness now. Man, these trees are loud. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, even just saying that felt like a pretty honest part of step four, part B. So, and moving on to step five, with this flow, I directly engage with the question spatially where it is I want to live. So, let's say me holding the camera here is baseline. If I move it directly here, let's say this is San Diego, going back home, working to be semi nomadic, and um, essentially working with my family's connections to uh, work the jobs that I want to work at the pace I want to work them. Moving the camera here, which is a little hard for my arm, so I'm going to rest it. This is New York, living less, um, with more frugality and also some hardship, but also really coming into myself and the hosting capacities that I can do. Um, Sharing hosting with the wider community. Uh, there's more to say there, but in noticing these two, so if this is San Diego, this actually does feel within my central body quite good. I notice there is an excitement to be home and also to cultivate distant spiritual family and do good. What would it be like to encourage a fieriness within the wateriness of San Diego? The learning curve here. These are the things I'm noticing. There's a exuberance from my lower dantian, the energy center below my belly button, that kind of flames upward with ease. And moving here, there is tightness in my heart. There is a knocking of my head against the wall. Um, but there's also a lot of uh, power being generated in my lower dantian, like a pool of wealth that just continues. I'm not sure what this wealth is, but if I were to ask, what is this wealth? The image I see is a lovely reflection of a lake, the moon upon a lake. Okay, so then comparing these two, this one, San Diego, feels, yeah, it feels good, actually. I'm quite surprised, the semi-nomadacy of this. Traveling around. It feels easy, but also like I'm still coming into my own and also spending time with my family. It feels like I'm attempting the best at all worlds. This is a little lopsided, um, in part because I'm choosing to um, focus mostly on spirit family and the potential for blood family by romance. Okay, let me go back to baseline. I'm noticing ease again, just not really having to consider all these things. And then moving into let's switch them up. So now let's call this New York and this San Diego. So within New York, there's still this quality of yeah, still this quality of tightness in my belly. San Diego is still this a semi-nomadic San Diego is still kind of easy. So there's a confirmation in my nervous system that isn't just uh, the phone moving around, my arm aching. And this is actually quite scary to consider that maybe it is okay to go back. Um, and then step 6 is to let the ball continue to roll. So if step 4 was getting the ball rolling together, step 5 was introducing the difficult things to roll with. Step 6 is now just rolling however it chooses. Um, and immediately my thoughts go to romance. It is quite important to me to find romantic partners that is suitable for my spirit and blood family. And this means fundamentally choosing uh, someone who may not be fiery with me at first, but I am open to building that connection with for the sake of can this person get along with other people in my life? I find it quite easy to get along with many people, and so this is an important consideration. Whoa, ho, ho, whoa. And a nice heuristic alongside my own feelings about them to triangulate if this is a good match. Can I see them part of my crew, essentially? Um, and then other things I want to note are around career. I feel still like, okay, my options are to focus solely on my coaching business, which doesn't feel that great, just saying it. I notice a tightness in my belly, not really knowing how to approach this or the problems to solve. The other thing is to, let me just check the time. Okay. The other thing is to do solely acupuncture, which I felt like my heart just leapt out of my body and I'm just doing soulless work, which isn't true, but um, there's something to be said about the